Hi, all my Yarny friends. How are you doing today? Today's Friday, and it's time for my weekly yarn basket. So, I'm going to have to make a list of all the yarns that I've chosen over the last weeks because I've been going through my yarn room and going, did I do this one? Did I do that one? Did I do this one? So I'm going to have to take the time to make some lists. I love lists. I have books full of lists of different things, from shopping lists to yarn lists to pattern lists to things I'd like for Christmas, people that I'm shopping for Christmas. Like, lists are like my life. I love journals, things like that, things to jot things down. I've got, well, I guess you could call an address book a list of all your friends and family's addresses and phone numbers and emails. And it used to just be a line for address, phone number. Now there's email, and you could also have social media. There's all kinds out there. I picked out some different kinds of yarns, well, of course, because I didn't want to show the same. And if you watched last week's, you'll know. Oh, my zombie shirt. It says, what does it say? Zombie Outbreak Response Team. That's me. My son's into zombies, and he gave me this shirt. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that I'm running low. I don't carry a lot of sock weight yarns, which are number 1 or number 2 weight yarns. I have a few, and I've already shown what I've got. I might have different colors, but that's all I really have. So maybe one day I'll just go through all the different colors of that, and then different ideas of what you can make with those numbered yarns. That's another idea. So I'll add that to one of the lists, which is a list of things that I'm going to film. So I have quite a long list. You just never have enough time in the day to make as many videos, ideas, and get my crocheting in at the same time, because I absolutely love my crochet time as well. It's my knitting time. So yesterday, as well as recording, I recorded how to wear the bandana or the tube scarf, and then I recorded what did I record after that? Just showing you different projects that I have. So I'm going to be going on to the third video will be of more projects that I've did, and I think there will be a fourth, because yes, that's how many things I've did in 6 years that I need to break it up so that it's not like a 2-hour long video, because I don't want to do that. I mean, I can do that eventually if you're interested, just so it's all in one place. So if you want to flip through ideas, sit there and watch different ideas, and I talk about what yarn it uses, and on that video I can actually maybe post links underneath of where you can find the patterns. A lot of them are paid for patterns, but if you follow these people that are the designers on Facebook, they have a lot of different days where you can get a pattern for free, or you get 50% off, or buy one get one free. Or like Selena Baca, if you follow her on Facebook, every Wednesday she's got a $1 Wednesday deal, and sometimes there's patterns for $1, sometimes it's 4 patterns for the price of 1. Like today, Krista from the Secret Yarnery, if you watched her live today, she had where if you go to her website, secretyarnery.com, I believe it is, you can get as many patterns as you want in your cart, and you buy the one that's one price, and you get the second for free. So like if one's $5.99, one's $4.99, you get the cheaper one for free. But you could buy like 5 patterns, get 5 free, or 3 patterns, get 3 free, something like that. So you just got to follow all these people to get the designers, because very rarely I had to pay full price for any of them at all. Like this pattern here is from one of my favorite designers, Ashley Konecki. I can never say her last name, but from Heart Hook Home. And every time she releases a new pattern, she usually has a live when she does, and it's on, I believe, half off she usually gives. So I got the pattern when it was first released for half off the original price. So watch for that. And sometimes when it's Christmas time, some of them give them away, pattern of your choice. Sometimes if it's their birthday, sometimes if it's your birthday and you sign up for the newsletter. So if you don't have Facebook, I highly recommend just getting Facebook, and you don't even have to add friends or family or anybody. You could have your own private Facebook and just use it for crochet, and then put like subscribe to all these different crochet and knit places, and then just keep checking, because that's where you get a lot of deals, guys, like amazing deals. I'm just blown away by sometimes where, like I said, where it's their birthday, and or when we first went into quarantine, I had like dozens a day, dozens, because there was so many people that were like, you're at home and I'm going to give you your choice of pattern. So just here's the pattern code, and you go on Ravelry, you choose which pattern out of their whole shop you want, you type in the code, and then you get it for free. I know a lot of people are mad at Ravelry for whatever reason. I don't get involved in that. I'm just there for the patterns. That's other stuff doesn't matter to me. I'm just there for the patterns, and it's a place that keeps my patterns, so I don't have to download all of them and lose them all. I could just go on my iPad and search. They're right there. The easiest to find, easy to purchase through PayPal. It's all done for you right there. I find it much easier than anywhere else, any other platform. So just an idea for you, just to do that, because that's a nice way to get some free patterns from some hardworking designers, or some cheaper patterns. Some people like MJ's Off the Hook Designs, if you follow her, and she's a fellow Canadian also, if you didn't know that, and she puts 15% off when she releases a pattern sometimes, or maybe when it's her birthday or near Christmas. Sometime I think I've seen them even for 20% off, something like that. So just heads up, any of your favorite designers, use their name or their name that they use for their designs, so it might not be their actual physical name, and then go on to Ravelry or Facebook, add them on Facebook so you see their posts when they're posting those. So on to our yarn basket. Enough babbling from Barb today. That needs to be a new segment, Babbles from Barb, right? So today I thought I'd grab some really different yarns, and some that probably half and half. Some you probably haven't heard of, and some I'm sure you have, but maybe haven't seen, or maybe haven't touched, or something like that. So I'll start with the number one this week. So my first one is called Plymouth Yarn, and I'm guessing that's the brand, Plymouth Yarn, and this is called Sockin' Socks. There's the colors. You know what? I'm going to try turning off. I have a light up here, and it really makes this a lot brighter. So if I turn it off, I'm wondering if it'll show more true to color. Let's see. Let me know if this is too dark now. Make sure to have it on for the next video. Yeah, there, it's showing more true to color. This colorway is called, where's the color? Oh, I guess it just has a number. Color is 005, and it's made in Turkey. It is, what is it made out of? 60% superwash wool, 25% bamboo, and 15% nylon. And your typical sock yarn has that little bit of scratch and woolly feel, you know, that type of thing. So that's what you want out of your sock yarn, a good quality where it's not going to wear out on you. It has 436 yards and 100 grams. So it doesn't say meters, but you just minus 10% from that. So probably about 396 yards or meters. So, and it says US number 2 needle. So that would be for knitting a 2.75 or a 3, I've bought knitting needles that say number 2, and it said 2.75 millimeters, and I bought ones that say number 2 and it said 3 millimeters. And in a crochet hook, it's probably roughly the same, so it could say 2.75, but more than likely it's either probably a 3 would be my guess. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know, unless I come across another one that has that number 2 yarn. Or not a number 2 yarn, it's a number 2 hook. It just says needles, so I'm guessing that they're not showing you in crochet. They're assuming you're not going to crochet with this, but they're silly because that's probably what I will do with this. So for a number 2, I don't have, because I have no more number 2s. I think I only have 4 or 5 number 2 yarns. I don't use it very often. So for a number 3 yarn, you've probably seen these around. Now I pronounce it Karen, but it's I've seen people call it Caron cupcakes. My mom's middle name is spelled like this, and we pronounce it Karen. I don't know if that's just a Canadian thing, or if that's an Upper Ottawa Valley talk, or Renfrew County talk, or what it's called. You know, just could be our slang here where I live. I don't know, but it's a Yarnspirations brand. Okay, and it comes with a little pom-pom, and it looks like a little cupcake. It's cute. So I've made a hat with this. It's not soft. Let's just put it that way. On my scale, I should do that. On my scale of 1 to 10, this is a 3. Okay. On my scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a 2, because I'm comparing it to other regular yarns. The sock yarn is a number 3, because you all know that it's supposed to be that way, and it's kind of a little bit softer than normal sock yarn. So it, like Croy socks, it's a little bit softer even than that. So I'm going to label it a 3. But this I would label a 2. It's stiff when you make, when you make a hat. Maybe it would have been softer if I used a larger hook, but then I got a holier hat. So up here in Ontario, you're wanting a warmer hat unless you're going to line it, and I have yet to do that. I'm thinking about it this winter, doing a lined hat. So I'm actually in the works of coming up with a pattern that has one type on the outside and another yarn on the inside. So I'm trying to come up with a pattern for that. So stay tuned for that. That will be a few months away. So back to Karen Cupcakes. One ball makes this hat pattern. I should say one cake, right? It's a cake, but I always say balls. This was $4.99, and I purchased it for $2.97. It was on clearance at Michael's a couple months, I think just before the spring. So around February, March. It was just before all the stores closed up. This is made in China. This color is peach sorbet. I'm going to show it this way. Peach sorbet. And that's the color of the pom-pom. Whoop, don't look at my nail. I just finished cleaning my tub before my video, and I chipped all my nails. The nail polish, really cheap nail polish too. Peach sorbet, number 3 yarn, 4mm knitting needles or crochet hook, machine washable and dryable. It might soften up in the wash if you use fabric softener, etc. It might soften up nicely. It's 100% acrylic. This weighs 3 ounces or 85 grams, and it is 244 yards or 223 meters. The pom-pom, if you're wondering, it's 100% polyester. And that's Karen Cupcakes in the colorway of Peach Sorbet, number 3 yarn. That's made with a number 3 yarn. You can make something like that out of a bunch of these too if you don't like the hat. I would just suggest, if you made that with these, that you wear something over top, unless it does soften up in the wash enough, because I wouldn't like, that's kind of scratchy against your skin. So the next is number 4. I have kind of 2 number 4s and 2 number 5s because I have a roving yarn that has both, that includes both. But my number 4 alone is Ferris Wheel by Lion Brand. I don't know if you're familiar with that. This one's called Morning Java. Look at the color. Look at the colors. Isn't that gorgeous? Gotta love earth tones. Like, just beautiful. Gorgeous yarn. I bought 10 balls of this to make myself a sweater. I don't know. I want to find a pattern that the sweater runs up and down. Heart Hook Home has one, but I've made like 3 or 4 of that sweater already. So I'm kind of put over it for a little while. So I'll find another pattern, maybe even a knitted pattern that the stripes go up and down on you instead of going across. I just like to look up and down. I find it makes you look taller. I don't know. It's probably in my head. This weighs 3 ounces or 85 grams, 270 yards or 247 meters. Machine washable and dryable, 100% acrylic. Now, when I talk about what it's made out of, I always like to feel at that point. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd consider this 6.5, 7. It's soft. It's not scratchy. It's not super, super soft, but it's not scratchy either. It's lovely yarn. That's why I bought it, because I wanted to make myself a sweater that I don't have to wear anything underneath. And again, it's called Morning Java. It's made in India. Made in India. And it also has that's my dog shaking. Die lot numbers, okay? So it's medium 4, and it's 4.5 millimeter knitting needles or a 5 millimeter crochet hook to meet your gauge. Okay, and again, that's Morning Java. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's the only colorway I have, or I would show you more. That's all I bought because I didn't have a use for any other colors, and Michael's doesn't have it anymore, like a lot of yarn. I'm so sad. But I heard Mikey, I watched his live this morning, and he had mentioned they had a team meeting with all the Yarn Inspirations influencers and workers and top dogs, I guess. And he says, oh, wait, everybody, there is so many beautiful, beautiful new yarns coming out. He says, you're just going to be blown away. And guess what? I was like, oh, my pocketbook. This may be a problem. Because I want to show you guys and tell you guys and feel it and let you know what it's all like. So I have to at least buy 1 ball of every kind, right? Is that not a thing? I don't know. But yes, I will have to, just for my own too. So when I know that what's out there, so when I make a project or something, or somebody orders something from me, I know what's available for me to design a pattern too, because I don't want to be designing a pattern like, say this is Ferris Wheel is no more, and I design a pattern using that. That's silly because nobody's going to have access to it. So I want to know what's available for everybody out there. So I guess it can't be everybody because it depends on what part of the world you live in too. Hopefully they mail, you know, everywhere. I'll first show you the regular number 5. This is a bulky weight 5. This is called from Premier Yarns, the Deborah Norville collection. Norville, yeah, Deborah Norville. It's called Serenity Chunky Tweeds. This colorway is called Cypress. I purchased this on Amazon. I got a bag of 3 for $4.99. So a bag of 3 for $4.99. The first time I purchased it, like, it was an add-on item. So when you purchase $25 or $35 worth of other stuff from other stores, you can add this on for $4.99, and as many as you want. I only purchased 1 bag of 3 because I was like, oh, I'll do hats with it. Then I got it, and then I had to order another 9, so another 3 bags, because I just fell in love with the colors, the feel, everything. It's like, I need more of that yarn. So thankfully they had more, Then when I got that in, I was like, oh, maybe I should have got a few more bags, and then it was gone. So I haven't seen it. I don't know if this is over and they don't have it anymore. My stores never had it around here to begin with, so I don't know. So again, this is Premier Yarns Deborah Norville Collection Serenity Tweeds. Chunky tweeds. I guess there's probably a regular tweeds. It's 109 yards or 100 meters. Weighs 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. It's 97% acrylic and 3% viscose. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I call this a 7. This is nice and soft. Yeah, this is nice. I might even say this is an 8. Yeah, this is really lovely yarn. Yeah, it's really pretty. And I love the tweed in it. I love the tweed that it's different colors. Like, see the different colorways? There's reds and yellows and blues and white. All different colors in there. And this is a chunky 5. No, bulky 5. Machine wash warm, gentle cycle, tumble dry on medium. My mouth's really dry today. Sorry, excuse me. It does it say where it's made? Made in, come on. Purchase enough of the same dye lot number. Maybe it's under, yes, it's under the flaps, so you have to literally go like this to see made in Turkey. So it's made in Turkey. And it uses 8mm knitting needles or crochet hook. And yep, machine wash warm, gentle cycle. No iron, no dry cleaning. Color cypress, gorgeous yarn. Oh, I can't wait. I planned to do an Afghan, and then I realized how small they were, like 100 meters. Is that what I said? Yeah, 100 meters. That's not going to go too far. Might do maybe if I'm lucky, an Afghan, but I may just do a poncho with this. I just might do that. I think that's what I might do, because I'd love it for something for myself. And then I have a number 4, a roving yarn. It's a number 4/5. Someplace it even almost looks like a 6. I purchased this yarn at the tent sale in Ottawa at, what's it called? Yarn. Oh, I'll have to think of it. I'll have to think of the place. It's what it's called. My husband knows right as soon as I ask him every time, and he tells me, and I forget every single time. I forget. It's in Ottawa anyway, and they have a tent sale every year, and I save up my money to go there. And this was one of the bags, and there's only there might be 2 or 3 skeins in it, but it's like $30. But gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. It's called Gladstone Chunky Estelle Yarns, and it's made in Italy. See, Gladstone Estelle Yarns, made in Italy. You could see how it's roving. See that purple right there? Where is it? Right here. See how chunky that is compared to some of the ones that down below? Goes just, even some look like a 3. Honestly, they're such variation. They have dye lot numbers on this, so you know. 50% virgin wool. Actually, 50% virgin wool merino and 50% acrylic. And this is, okay, on a regular yarn scale 1 to 10, I would say this is a 5/6. But because I know this is wool, and wool has a little bit of a scratchiness to it, depending what it's blended with, if it's blended with anything. So on that scale, I would give this like a 7, because it's softer than a lot of the wool yarns that I've felt. So especially those with acrylic in it. So this is pretty soft to me. It's 160 meters or 100 or, oh, and 100 grams. It doesn't tell me in yardage or in ounces. So 160 meters, so that's about 175, 80 yards, and per 100 grams. So I think 100 grams, oh, that's 85 only. 100, I think this is 100 grams, just to know. Oh, this just has that too, so I'm sorry. Unless this has 100 gram. No. So it's probably 3.5 ounces would be for a rough guesstimate. It says washing instructions: hand wash, lay flat, and it has a gauge to go by. So it says a 6mm needle should give you 15 stitches, 4 inches in a 4-inch span. So I purchased this. I overlooked it because of the price, because I buy the yarns I know and I'm familiar with, and that I know I could get more of, and that are cheaper, honestly, that are cheaper. So when I seen the $30, I turned my nose up, but my husband just was like, Barb, that's screaming your name, purples, right? And he says, you have to purchase some to make yourself something. He says, you make stuff for everybody else, so make yourself something. So, and I agree, like, look at the colors. Isn't that beautiful? I'm still, like, that was a year and a half ago, and I still have not made something. I tried to do gauge on some, a sweater from Ashley at Heart Hook Home, but because of the roving of it, it just wasn't working out the way I had envisioned it. So, and if I'm not happy with it, I'm not gonna use an expensive yarn on something that I'm not completely happy with. So I waited a little while because I want to go on Ravelry and look up this. You could go on and click on yarns, type in the type of yarn that you have, and then look under projects and then see what everybody else has made with that type of yarn. So I haven't did that in a little while, so I want to see what everybody else made with it to see how it works up. So that's a great way to do it without working it up for yourself. So I might do that yet. Otherwise, I'm not sure what I'm going to make with this quite yet. If you have any ideas, if you've used this yarn before, I'd be very surprised, because it's not something that I've ever seen before. But yeah, just let me know what you've made, if you've made something out of that yarn, or even a roving yarn that goes from a 4 and 5 to some almost 6 in some places, and 3s. So I haven't worked with something that's that drastic before, so I'm not sure how anything would work up. Like, besides a shawl would be very forgiving. I'm just feeling, look at this, makes me kind of angry. I don't know if that's, I don't know, I've just found this knot in the middle. I don't know why. Oh, I do now. When I take the sleeve off, it's going to be like a skein. I'm going to have to open it and unravel it, put my hands through, and then wind it into a ball. I bet you that's what that is. Yeah, because there's another one on that side as well. I don't know. I've never used that kind of yarn before that's that much money. I have no idea what goes into it. Like, I probably would have tried to search for an end and try to pull it out, and I would have had a big pile of yarn barf, and then I probably would have got mad and threw it in the corner or something like that, and then give up on it. So I'm glad I showed you, and that I figured that there's something up with that. So I'll have to look into that. Then my last yarn is a number, might be, this might be, oh, I'm surprised. It's a super bulky 7. I actually thought it was going to be it's a super bulky 6. I thought it was a 7. And I'm just thinking now, I'm hoping I did not show this to you before, but maybe if I did, you hadn't seen that video. So maybe you're new here and didn't watch that one yet. So this is called Loops and Thread Fat. Fat spelled P-H-A-T. And this one, they have a little bit of a shimmer. Can you see that? The little shimmer on them. And this colorway here is called Black. It's more like a steel gray, charcoal gray. It would match that if I was to make something with this. And this colorway is called beige. Yeah. There's 57 yards or 53 meters, 5.2 ounces or 150 grams, 89% polyester, 11% nylon. And they're soft and squishy. I would say 1 to 10, it's an 8. It's nice. It would be lovely as a pillow, like to put your head on, or a cowl or something like that, so you could feel it against your skin because it's super soft. Oh, it's soft. So I might even say an 8.5. So the colorway beige, black. Let's see if it's washable. Hand wash in warm, do not bleach, dry flat. Do not iron and do not dry clean. It calls for 10 millimeter knitting needles or a 11.5 crochet hook. Look at that. I don't know if you watched last week's Michael's haul, but I just bought an 11.5 millimeter crochet hook. I had an 11 before, and I had a 15 was the next one. I didn't have an 11.5, so I would have had to use an 11 and just do loose stitches, but now I have an 11.5. See, I knew I'd need that hook. I knew why I purchased that, right? Considering the fact they were on clearance and really, really cheap. For 4 hooks, it cost me, I think it was $8.50. So let's see where this is made. Made, come on, made in China. It's loops and threads, so most of it is. There goes my dog. The mail lady must be going by. So that's my yarn haul, guys. Hope you got something out of this video. I chat a little bit more. 1 second. Sorry, I just had an Amazon Prime drop off. Never ordered anything. Apparently my son decided to use our address instead of his own for some strange reason. I'll have to call him and tell him he has a delivery here. Anyway, nice to chat with you guys. I hope you got something again out of this video, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So everybody have a safe and wonderful weekend. Hope you get some hooking done in there, and everybody stay knotty. As always, keep on making knots. Bye-bye.